wanted to kind of bring you up to speed of where we are as a county in Dolly Cooper. We kind of bought that property as a county, and we really hadn't done a whole lot with it. As time went on, we've now built a football field out there, and then we've got a kayak launch out there, and that's about the extent of it. But looking into it further, I was kind of surprised to see how much money we've actually spent at Dolly Cooper Park as a county. As a county, not just the district. Purchasing the property and the investment we put into it is up to date, is right at $2.1 million. That's a lot of dollars. We were able to grab some water rec money, and you may have seen some of the stuff in the newspaper and on the internet that came out, and it talks about a walking trail. So we were able to grab this money that we could spend down the river, and that totals about $350,000 that we're going to be putting in down on the river. That money didn't come out of your millage rate. It didn't come out of the taxes. There's no tax increase to pay for that. We got that money, and we're able to spend it on there. So it was roughly $205,000 from state water rec funds. And the remainder of it we got from the county accommodation tax. So when people come through, especially on football weekends and stay in hotels in Anderson County, they pay an accommodation tax. That will give us a 1,500-foot walking trail paved, that's ADA compliant. So that will kind of take care of that part of the park down there for a good while to come. One of the first things that I saw when I pulled in Dolly Cooper Park, besides the football field, was a backstop. We talked with Play, and one of their top priorities was to get a baseball field that they could use. We as a county have made that priority number one. Our goal was for you to be able to program that for fall ball. Powdersville Play has been phenomenal to work with. They've given us a realistic list, which includes not just sports activities, but things like picnic shelters and bathrooms and things going down that road. And so we're going to be working with them and the community to develop a master plan for Dolly Cooper. So we want to involve the community. We want to know what you want there. One of the best ways to stay in touch with me is either through email. I'm on Facebook under James Davis. Like Anderson County on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, because there's a lot of information that comes out. There's always videos going on. When you pay your taxes, the county is operating on average about 28 to 30% on the dollar. So the rest of that money goes to fund the schools, the school bonds, fire, the museums.
4 different pots of funds from a state perspective. 2 of those are Parks and Recreation Development Funding grants. Those are what we refer to as PARD grants. And those are controlled by your local legislative delegation. So the members, Senator Cash and I, and the other members in Anderson County. And that's a state grant program for local government or special purpose districts within each county to provide for recreation opportunities. So that's a fund that has to go just for recreational items. It requires a 20% local match. So what that means is any money that Senator Cash and I are able to get for this area requires 20% match of local funds, meaning county funds. Another fund that Jimmy's already referenced is the Department of Natural Resources Water Recreation Fund. Again, that's one that's controlled by your local legislative delegation, and it requires use along water. It also has some other requirements, such as there always has to be public access to the site where those are spent. Those funds are derived from boat taxes, boat registration fees. So if you own a boat, thank you. If you don't, please go buy one so we can have some more money for that next year. Then there's state budget funds. Those are funds out of your state tax dollars that we can try to get in the budget.
The project here to take this roughed out baseball field with the backstop that's down at Dolly Cooper Park, we're looking at about $130,000 to do that. To do it in the way that it's got to be done. Hard money that he was talking about that comes back from the state Parks and Recreation Development money that Wes and I get to vote on as to allocating it throughout the county. That's about the entire budget that we get back from the state for 1 year. Is about $130,000.
As citizens of Anderson County, for the tax dollars they're paying into the system, they should expect services and parks. And we've got to do a better job as a county to go out and find opportunities how to fund this, along with our state delegation to make the northern part of the county the jewel that it is.